Okay, so you might be wondering why I have all of these shiny Pokemon behind me. And yes, they're all shiny. So, you remember the video where I kind of, you know, I caught the shiny Patil, almost failed, but still rebound. Well, I soft reset before, it disappeared because I saved before it disappeared, thankfully. And then caught it, so I have a shiny Lilligant. And then, earlier in the day we caught the Haunter, the Curlia. Earlier in the day, I mean like literally just kind of like minutes beforehand. Like within the same half hour of me doing the soft reset for the Patil, which took me a little over an hour to do, resetting to get the shiny to pop up. And then after that, later in the day, I got 2 Hisuian Growlithe back to back in an outbreak, which was astonishing and blew my mind. So right then and there, it was a really crazy day. And there's actually a Pokemon in between those 4 and these 6. Or I guess it wouldn't have been 5. No, it would have been 4. I don't know. My brain's blanking on something. Either way, all of these shiny Pokemon are here because I caught them within the same day as that. Those 2 Hisuian Growlithe, Haunter, Curlia, and Patil. Oh no, I was right. That's 5. And today's just been a phenomenal day, an extremely lucky day. I said I felt blessed at the end of the last one, and maybe that was a good luck charm or something. Because here's how I caught the Vulpix, which was the last one I caught in the day. It was an outbreak. I just did a space-time distortion, catching some Vaporeons, getting its catches done. Now all I have is the moves and the agile, strong, whatever. And I'm just catching these Vulpixes, not expecting much, and then boom, the shiny appears, and I run away, and now I hope it didn't disappear, and that's why I was throwing so many smoke bombs. It didn't disappear. I'm so glad. I've got another shiny Vulpix. I gave my brother-in-law the other one, the first one I caught, because I'm a nice guy, and I already have a shiny Ninetales, so I can part with it and be okay with it. But I'm glad I have one again. Vulpix is such a cute Pokemon. And then prior to that, I'm going in reverse order, as you can tell. The last shiny I caught before the Vulpix was an Alabaster Icelands. I was coming around here. You won't see it because the sparkles and everything pop up after I've already passed it. But it's the Drifloon, the Golden Balloon Boy, a Pokemon I've been waiting to get my hands on. Why? Because I just wanted a gold balloon. It's such a cool shiny. Like, it really is. You can't deny it. I mean, there's Basculin right here. Oh, no, this is a 2-parter. As you know, I did a soft reset because it ran away from me. But, I saved, obviously, before I went up to it, knowing it might escape on me or whatnot. I was just flying down from Lake Acuity like normal, going all the way to Heart's Craig, when all of a sudden I heard the shiny charm, or the shiny sparkle, as I went across the sea, and I thought it was another Rufflet. Here we got a little friend, Bidoof here. But no, it was a Basculin right there. And the first time I went to catch it, I threw my Pokeball at it, and it bounced off it, and it ran away, so I had to reset. Because what I did was I went into the water, checked the first Basculin, it wasn't shiny. Checked that one, it was shiny, threw a Pokeball, bounced off, and got away. But that time I didn't. So I finally have a shiny Basculin, and it's female. So I don't know what the difference between male and female shiny Basculegion is, but I hope I got the cooler one. Who knows? Female Basculin is the cooler one of the standard ones anyway, in my opinion. I don't know, I think the white just gels better than that bright red. But I'm so stoked that I finally have a Basculin. Because that means there are only 2 Hisuian Pokemon left. I do not have Hisuian Samurott, or Hisuian Sneasler. Those are the last two. And as far as my like main Pokemon go, it's I want a female Ralts to get a Glade, or a male Ralts or Curlia to get a Glade, and Chimchar, the Chimchar line. I want an Infernape. I've got Empoleon, I've got Torterra. I want Infernape, man. So that one was extremely nerve-wracking. Speaking of extremely nerve-wracking, you know, I'm just going through the area before I go and hit the, I think it was a Chimecho outbreak. I just went to go to the Chimecho outbreak because I didn't like the other two options. So, you know, before I went to the Chimecho outbreak, I did my little loop around before I went over to it at Lake Acuity because that's where it was. So obviously I'm going to loop around this Garchomp, and it's shiny. And I'm like, oh my god, an alpha shiny. I don't even care that Garchomp has a terrible shiny. I don't even care. At this point, I don't even care that it's a terrible shiny. But it's still a really good Pokemon. And really cool to get an alpha in general shiny. Because I don't have very many. I have the shiny alpha Lucario. The shiny alpha Hauntor that'll make a Gengar. The shiny alpha Roserade. And now the shiny alpha Garchomp. I believe those are the only 4 alpha shinies I have at this point. No, Mamoswine. I have a shiny alpha Mamoswine too because I caught the Piloswine. So I have 5 alphas. Shinies. No, I have 6. There's the Staravia. I forgot about that. I have not seen a shiny Starly since that Starly that I evolved into a Staravia. But yeah, shiny Garchomp popping out of nowhere. Ooh, what a big pop. Got a big pop out of me. I don't want to take a screenshot. I'm just trying to get rid of the thing at the bottom, you know. Seeing him run around, I'm like, alright, he broke out of my first one. So, you know, I figured I'd feed him this time around. Maybe he'd be more susceptible to it. And as you can tell, it is a female Garchomp because there is no chunk out of the wing or whatever, because the male Garchomp has like a little piece missing in his back fin. And apparently I don't have a female Garchomp. So in my Pokédex, when you switch to female Garchomp, it only shows the shiny. It doesn't show you a regular female Garchomp because I don't have one. Which I think is hilarious. And talking about hilarious. So you know how I got a shiny Rufflet from my brother-in-law because I caught one on his profile. And he was like, you can have it. I don't really need it. I know you want it. And I traded him the Zorua for it. Here I am just swimming around. There it is. Just swimming around. You can see me freak out. I accidentally get off the Basculegion. There it is, Lake Acuity. The Rufflet finally appeared because now I have this new little system where I save every time before I jump into Lake Acuity. That way, if I mess up on the Basculin or the there's no way to mess up on the Rufflet unless you knock it out. And I never attack anyway on shinies. I just throw Pokeballs until it catches. More so for the Basculins. I always save before I go into the lake now in case I scare it off or whatever. That way I know I have that safety net of going out, going back in, and being fine. So, yeah. That was extremely cool. And now, Beautifly. It was an outbreak. Again, this was just a normal outbreak. I was like, alright, you know what? There's nothing else. This Beautifly outbreak's the only thing there. Or maybe there was something else, but I didn't really care. And I was like, you know what, I'll go look it out. I'll go look at it. And I believe while I was here, I KO'd the Snorlax with a fighting type move. Because I still need to KO it 5 more times, but the fighting type's done now. Now that I've knocked him out with the fighting type move. As you can see, I actually missed with the first Pokeball. I felt kind of stupid. But it is what it is, honestly. Now that you have seen all of those, we caught our very last catch of the day so far has been Vulpix in a single outbreak, not massive mass outbreak, just a single outbreak. That was phenomenal. He's a cute little guy. I just can't get over shiny Vulpix. Like, when I first saw shiny Vulpix, I wasn't that crazy about its coloring, but the more I look at it and the more I see it, I adore it. It's so good. Alright, you can come in. Then you had both Rufflet and Basculin over there. Overworld encounters. Those were, and Garchomp. Garchomp, Basculin, and Rufflet, all three of them, Overworld encounters. The Garchomp static alpha spawn. The Basculin and the lake, or the little river in front of Heartscrake. The Rufflet at Lake Acuity. Now I can trade that Rufflet into Sword and Shield and get a normal shiny Braviary, like I've been talking about. So cool to finally get it. Especially after my brother-in-law kindly gave me the one I caught on his profile. Basculin, Rufflet, I like its red, but this Basculin green, it's like a very bright neon green. I don't know how to feel about it, but it is what it is. Garchomp, we all know, it's like a slightly muted color with a brighter orange in the middle. So there was that. And then you had Drifloon, which was in a massive mass outbreak. And now that I think about it, it was the only massive mass outbreak shiny I caught today. Outside of Hauntor. Hauntor was also our very first one. That was caught during the live stream. Was also in a massive mass outbreak. So yeah, out of like 12 shinies, only 2 of them are in massive mass outbreaks. That is some weird odds. But yeah, Drifloon, I love its gold color. I'm glad I got the gold balloon now. And Beautifly is it's not bad. I actually really enjoy its coloring and everything. It's not the prettiest, but it's not the ugliest either. So it's got that going for it. And then of course, I'm sure you saw the pictures of it. I'm sure you're pointing it out. I'm sure you're like, but Philip, there was something so much cooler than all of those combined in there. And yeah, you can see it right now. Let's put these boys and girls back in the party and replace those shinies with it. And there it is. You see it. I finally caught it. Gotta put you back in the party. So that just means who else was in my party then? I don't know. I can't really worry about it right now. You know what I do need to worry about? Boom. Yes. Shiny Eevee. I finally got it. I finally got it. That wasn't what I wanted to do. This is the button again. No, maybe I can't do it. Oh no, I just did it. Oh yeah, there it is. You just hold it down. There it is. Shiny Eevee. The thing I've been waiting for. The little guy finally came through. Now I can finally get a shiny evolution of my choosing. Why were you turned around? And it's so adorable. The thing is that, to me, it looks like a very, very light mint green. It's really hard to tell for sure what it is. And as you can see, you know, I took that cute little screenshot because I could. Took that one, and here it is. This is the very first shiny I caught after the double Growlithe. I saw the Eevee outbreak, obviously had to go to it. I went to the Snorlax first and fed it till it got 50. And as you can see, these, I don't know what was up with these jet balls, but they just were floundering and bouncing, and they just weren't doing very well. And boom, that Eevee ran away, and a shiny one took its spot. Yeah, I threw that jet ball at that Eevee, and the Eevee ran away because the jet ball was defective or something. It just, like, didn't act like a Pokeball, essentially. Like, I don't know what happened there. It was easily straight on it, but obviously the Eevee runs off, and as it fades away, boom, right at the edge of the screen, the shiny Eevee appears, and I went nuts. And obviously for me, I'm very low-key about everything, so I was very low-key going insane. But oh my goodness. So now I can finally get an evolution of my choosing, and we all know the one I want the most right now is Umbreon. I want a shiny Umbreon. Shiny Espeon is very okay, very niche, very cool. Maybe if I catch a second Eevee, that might be it, but I don't think it will be. I think Sylveon will. But I'm heavily leaning towards Umbreon or Sylveon right now. And then after them, maybe Sylvie or Espeon. I don't know. I have to look deeper into the shinies because I don't know what Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon, Leafeon, or Glaceon look like. But I did see very casually Jolteon, or not Jolteon, Glaceon and Leafeon, and how they don't look all that different. But yeah, Umbreon and Sylveon seem to be the two best looking evolution shinies. So I think those are the two I'm going to get first, and then Espeon. And I hope I kind of get a shiny evolution from like a space-time distortion, so it makes it easier on like this Eevee stuff. Because Eevee is so hard to get. Even with a perfect dex, it took this long to get one. And Eevee was the first Pokemon I perfected the dex of. It wasn't Zorua. It wasn't Riolu. Yeah, those three right there were the ones I wanted to perfect first and did perfect first. But Eevee was the first one I perfected. And Eevee was the last one I got I got the shiny of. Right now, the only Pokemon looking like it's about to give its run for its money is Sneasler, or Sneasel. You know how many freaking Sneasels I've seen, and not a single one's been shiny? And I've had his thing perfected for maybe 2 months now, maybe 2.5 months by now, whereas the Eevees I've had perfected for maybe 4 months. Yeah, Sneasel's looking like it's trying to give Eevee its run for its money. Alright, we'll stop watching that on loop. Just because I got to, you know, I mean, I still can't get over this. I still can't get over this. Dude, I literally almost cried after this. I got so emotional. I didn't cry after the Eevee, or feel like I was about to cry after the Eevee one. I don't even know what it was. But just getting that Growlithe shiny, and then a second one immediately afterwards. I don't know. I got emotional for whatever reason. But yeah, shiny Eevee. Okay, that was not what I wanted. And just because we can, I don't know if I showed her off very well. I think I did. I talked about her at the end of the last video, how they changed her arms to be like that bluish white, and then her legs and her flower have been turned red instead of blue or whatever. I don't know, her flower could still be green. Wait, where are you going? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Yeah, I honestly can't tell what that flower is. I literally cannot, my eyes cannot literally discern what color that flower is supposed to be. I can easily tell her legs are supposed to be red. And maybe that's what her flower is too. I don't know. It's so hard to tell for me. But yeah, shiny Eevee. So honestly, today has been, quite frankly, one of the best shiny hunting days I have ever had. Period. And this isn't even the most shinies I've ever found one day. The most shinies I've ever found one day was like 14. So like 2 more than this. And only one of them were duplicates. Whereas this one's 12. and only, again, one of them are duplicates. So 11 unique different Pokemon. We caught a Haunter in a massive mass outbreak. We caught a Curlia at Shrouded Ruins and as an overworld spawn. We soft reset for the Hisuian Patil, or not the Hisuian Patil, for the Patil at the Flowers. So I finally got to catch a shiny at the prairie area like I always wanted to. And it was Patil because I soft reset for the overworld spawn. Then we got 2 Growlithe back in an outbreak, a solo outbreak. And then we caught Eevee shortly after that in a solo outbreak. Then we caught Beautifly again in a solo outbreak. Then we caught Rufflet as an overworld spawn. Then we caught Garchomp and Alpha Garchomp at the static Alpha Garchomp spot in Alabaster Icelands, also in Icelands. We caught Basculin right in front of Heart's Craig in the riverbed before you get to the 3 Rufflets as an overworld spawn. Then again, sticking with the Icelands, we get a Drifloon and a massive mass outbreak. Obviously the Beautifly and the Eevee were in Obsidian, the Growlithe was in Cobalt, and these 3 were in Mirelands. And then we got Vulpix, and again a solo mass outbreak in Cobalt. I got a shiny in every area today but Coronet. Because of that, I think it's only fair that we at least give Coronet a chance. If it has one. If not, then whatever. This game really loves Icelands right now. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've had Icelands be my massive mass outbreak. But, you know, since Coronet didn't have one, it is what it is, and it's already 2 in the morning and I need to go to bed. If I had a massive mass outbreak or just a mass outbreak, I would have gone there and give it the chance of the day, but we didn't want to make it easy. But yeah, we caught a lot of really good shinies. One of my best shiny days, period. So many quality shinies. I could cry happy. Hope you have a great day. Remember, only you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, give it a like, comment if you feel this super special awesome. Subscribe if you haven't. That'd really me out. And ta-ta for now.